Hey guys, just your average Joe here. I was originally going to go live, but I said, you know what? Let me record this. Let me record it today, and let me get it out sometime today. I kept pushing back this show. I was trying to get somebody to come on with me for, just to be a co-host and, get to have a good conversation going about Star Wars and about upcoming things coming out. Obviously, Obi-Wan is the next thing to come out as far as Star Wars goes. So, just to get, I don't know, just get that conversation going. Obviously, there's a lull between what's coming out as far as shows to talk about in this universe. Boba Fett obviously just ended for Star Wars. Marvel series, we just had, what do you call it? Well, no, Boba Fett. I'm sorry. So Boba Fett obviously just ended, and then we're not going to get a Marvel series to talk about until the end of this upcoming month in March with Moon Knight. So with the exception of movies that are coming out here and there, like Batman a week from tomorrow, and other things of that nature, there's really not going to be much to talk about, especially episodic. So I said, you know what? Let me create a Star Wars show. As you can see, my dog Anakin walking around behind me. And just have a conversation, and like I said, I would have gone on sooner had I either had a co-host or whatever, but look, things happen. So I figured, let me come on, let's talk about some Star Wars. Let's get excited, Look, I had issues with some things that came out with Boba Fett. I had some issues about the way the character was, or the way the story, or even the way the episodes were directed, or whatever it was that I had issues with. They were there. But at the same time, it was entertaining. We got good, we got good things that came from that series. We got awesome cameos, obviously. We got a peek into Din Djarin and the Mandalorian's world and what he's been doing and what he's been going through off camera, and then obviously back onto the camera. We got a full episode of him in the Boba Fett series. I didn't understand why they needed to have Grogu make the choice in a different series. I would have liked it, or I would have preferred it. They would have maybe focused on that in the Mandalorian season 3. But look, it happened. We got it, And like I said, we got Luke as a cameo, Ahsoka and a cameo, and a whole bunch of goodness in that episode 6, the week before the finale. So, can't complain. But moving forward, I have to say, now look, when these titles and when these projects were first announced, the one that stood out the most was Obi-Wan. And, we all wanted Ewan McGregor to come back and portray that role. And, it was rumored to be a movie at first, and now it's going to be, obviously, we're going to have a series, which probably will play out well, considering I think it's going to be a 6-parter. So depending on what we get, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour each episode, we can get upwards of 6 hours worth of a movie, and I'm just, what it is? It's the time frame of which this is going to be told. And that is why I'm the most excited about this. Look, I know they brought Luke Skywalker into the Mandalorian universe and Boba Fett universe, right? Luke is around. Luke is a Jedi. Luke is not only probably one of the only Jedi, because we know from the animated series that we do have Ahsoka, obviously. We have Ezra, and probably other Jedis, I don't know, as far as because of canon or whatever. But we know Luke is around. And it was cool to see Luke, especially in the finale for Mando Season 2. But now when you have this time frame in between, Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and you're dealing with that younger Vader, and of course Obi-Wan before the events of New Hope, when we see him on Tatooine as a hermit, overlooking the young Luke Skywalker and whatever with that. But now that we have this time frame where you have these characters like Vader, but still at a young enough age. So the reason why I say that is, by the time we see Vader in A New Hope, and again, I know this is from first viewing, when we've first seen the original trilogy, nobody said to themselves, well, why does the lightsaber battles look stiff, or how come he's not doing this or he's not doing that, right? And then you look at Rogue One and that just tremendous and exhilarating ending scene with Vader just popping up and just completely mauling and cutting in half the Rebel force and the Rebel fleet. You're like, oh man, I really wish I would have seen that Vader, on screen or in full, just not just isolated to that one end scene. So with that being said, we can get that. They can do this because continuity wise, it makes more sense. Because, like I said, my biggest complaint with that scene in Rogue One is as well as it was and how much I loved it. And like I said, we finally see Vader be that just menacing presence on the big screen. You watch A New Hope directly after that, and it's a completely different character. So what they can do in this series, the way they can play around with it, I'm just so excited about. And then we might also get things that we've never seen before that I've always wanted to see. Obviously at the end of Revenge of the Sith, Anakin loses his limbs, but also loses his saber, which Obi-Wan picks up, right? But then Vader has another saber. Obviously, we see him with a different saber and, of course, a different kyber crystal, which he bleeds to make it red. Are they going to show that? Are they finally going to show a kyber crystal bleeding, or the construction of a lightsaber? The only time we got a construction of a lightsaber on the big screen was actually in a deleted scene in Return of the Jedi, where Luke reconstructs the lightsaber and makes the green one that we've seen in Return of the Jedi. But again, that was done in a deleted scene, and we never got that. So I always wanted to see a construction of a new lightsaber. I think the sequel trilogy, amongst many other things, had the opportunity to do that and missed it when Rey shows up at the end of the end of Rise of Skywalker, before she claims to be a Skywalker, has a completely different lightsaber and a different color. Like, where'd you get that kyber crystal? Why is it yellow? How did you make it? Why? Whatever. Look, at that point, the movie's like nearly 3 hours, so it's like, did you really need to add an extra scene? But it would have been nice. So all the things that we're probably going to get from this with Vader, now you have other characters that might come into play. Rumors of Qui-Gon, or I think maybe even Qui-Gon was confirmed. I'm not really sure. I didn't look into that, but I know Qui-Gon has been being mentioned, which makes sense. It would have made sense if we would have seen that maybe in Revenge of the Sith. But we got it off camera where Yoda acknowledges or mentions that he was communing with Qui-Gon in the early stages of them trying to figure out communing with the dead. But why that wasn't shown, whatever, and why Qui-Gon didn't commune with Obi-Wan. I mean, again, it could be as simple as, and I think that's what Yoda was alluding to. It's something that has to be taught, and that's, I think he says, "Let me teach you how to do it." So okay. But it would have been nice to see the communication between Qui-Gon and Yoda, right? But we're finally going to get, hopefully, a Qui-Gon in ghost form in this. And the other thing I'm hearing now, too, is Ian McDiarmid and Palpatine. Now, this actually makes sense. Palpatine being in this series, because he's obviously still alive, makes a hell of a lot more sense than what we got in Rise of Skywalker. So I'm really, really not only excited, and this is now I'm anticipating it more. And especially as we get closer to May 25th, which I'm sure you guys all know. I mean, that is the 40th anniversary of, 45th anniversary of the original Star Wars date. That's when New Hope came out, which was May 25th, 1977. So it's kind of cool that they're doing it. It's just coming back full circle. And now on May 25th, 45 years later, we're going to have the Obi-Wan series, which is directly between, and obviously a prequel to A New Hope, which I can't wait. And there were other series and other projects teased. I think one of the other ones that got my attention and I can't wait for is The Acolyte. I do tend to like the dark side. Obviously, look, you got Vader over my shoulder, a lot of other dark side things in my room. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film. So I do tend to like stuff that's, Imperial and from the Empire, and I do like the dark side. So if they are going to focus on a story that's more Sith related or on the side of the Sith, whether they turn good or whatever. I don't know. But it's going to start from the Sith side, so I wouldn't mind seeing that. Hell, I want a movie and I want a show that's showing the birth of the Sith. Let's see that. Or the birth of the Jedi. So I hope we also get that at 1.2. But I don't know, guys. What are you excited about? Are you excited? I'm sure you are. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're probably definitely excited for Obi-Wan and coming out May 25th. But what other projects are you excited for? I will say this, and I'm obviously going to watch it. Andor never really struck my interest. I'll watch it. I'm sure it's going to be great. You know, again, I have a lot of faith in Jon Favreau. I have a lot of faith in Dave Filoni and the directors that they have chosen so far. I love the fact that Deborah Chow is getting Obi-Wan. That's another reason why this is one of my more anticipated projects coming out. I like the teaser of that video game that came out a couple of weeks ago, Star Wars Eclipse or something like that. Again, we know nothing about it, but anything. Look, especially after what we got with Jedi Fallen Order and how much I love that game. Obviously, I'm anticipating that sequel, and I can't wait for that to come out. But I think right now, where Star Wars is, and the creative bunch behind all these projects, you can't really go wrong. And even though I had certain issues with the Boba Fett series, I'm not gonna. I can't come on here and completely dog the show, or say Star Wars is ruined, or my childhood is ruined, or Disney ruined Star Wars. Disney didn't ruin Star Wars. I will say this. I know a lot of people give Disney a lot of shit. And, rightfully so. Look, whether it's Disney or Lucasfilm or, Kathleen Kennedy, whoever you want to blame, they went in and they just didn't have a structured story, or they didn't have anything where it was a cohesive plan. And I think they either had it in their mind they were going to have 3 different directors tell their own version of a story. Obviously, JJ got 2 of the movies, but originally it wasn't supposed to be JJ. So I don't know what their thought process was. But there were elements of the sequel trilogy I loved. Because of the sequel trilogy, we got Kylo Ren, and we got that complex character that was played brilliantly by Adam Driver. We got shades of brilliance from Rey and Finn and Poe. But then most of the times, those characters will push to the foreground. They will push to the side, or their character development did a complete 180 or complete 360, however you want to say it, but they regressed. So it was just like, what are you doing? Even Kylo Ren and Ben Solo's story, I thought he had the best arc of all the characters in that sequel trilogy. But even at the end, I wasn't satisfied by how they executed and what they gave us. In the final scenes of The Rise of Skywalker. So look, I think even the prequels, as much as I have dogged them in the past, with their oversaturation of CGI and stuff like that, look, they still gave us. We still got Revenge of the Sith. We still got to see the iconic scene of Anakin becoming Vader, and him getting embodied in the suit, and what we know of Vader in this suit now. So there were a lot of things that we did get that were good. But moving forward, I think as the stories are being told, especially now, they're perfecting it. They're perfecting it with technology. The technology that they're using with The Mandalorian and all the series that are coming out on Disney+. But the storytelling and the writing is what I think is even more so why things are the way they are, and why they are so good. Because they're being treated with love and respect. Respect from what has come before, but also the knowledge and the lore and the storytelling. And just continue. It's more of a continuation than it is, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to tell my version of what I think Star Wars should be. No, they're doing it based on what they know Star Wars is. And I think that's the biggest separation between what we're getting now and what we got in the sequel trilogy. Look, there's a lot of things I'm anticipating. I do hope I know there were a lot of talks, and I know a lot of it's just rumors and speculations. I kind of would love a backstory of the Knights of Ren, Ben Solo turning to the dark side. I know they've done a lot of fan casting and who can play a young Ben Solo. Would Adam Driver ever reprise the role? Who knows? I'm sure at one point, you can get anybody to reprise the role if the script is good and if the money's, obviously good as well. But I can't really think. There's really nothing negative to say at the state of Star Wars. I really, and it's okay to have a conversation. And that was the other thing I was talking to my other co-hosts about. I'm like, look, I might not have gotten what you got from Boba Fett or what you're getting from different aspects or different venues of Star Wars, whether it's Bad Batch, Clone Wars, Rebels. I may not be heavily into those shows or into that lore or into the canon, and admittedly, I'm probably more of just if you want to call me a casual, not even a casual fan. I won't say I'm a casual fan. I've loved Star Wars for nearly 40-something years, or 40 years. I'm not that old, but almost 40 years. I've loved Star Wars, and I've loved these characters. And I've liked new characters that were introduced. Some didn't work, some have. Hello, Jar Jar. But for the most part, I am a fan. Whether I watch the cartoons and, or obviously I do play the video games. So there are, there were some mentions and nods to even the video game characters. I mean, look at BD, the BD character. In the Star Wars video game, we were introduced a character called BD-1, which is a companion droid that Cal walks and does his missions with, and even gets healed by, and does tasks for Cal. So it was cool to see a BD droid in that one episode, or I think we even got it in 2 episodes, in Peli Mato's, in Mos Eisley. So, is it Mos Eisley? Was it Mos Vespa? I think it's Mos Eisley. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, where Peli Mato is. So, on Tatooine. So it was cool to see that. But look, if you don't play the video games, you're not going to know that reference. So what I was explaining, though, I forgot which YouTuber it was, and I was commenting on one of his streams. I said, listen, I'm okay with nods and Easter eggs and whatever. I just don't like it. And I specifically kind of meant the sequel trilogy, even The Rise of Skywalker. Let's even be more specific. I didn't like the fact that there were certain elements to the movie that were better explained or even explained at all in the novelization of the movie, or even like the glossary and what was it? What was one? The encyclopedia of The Rise of Skywalker. Like, why do I need to buy these books or read these books to better explain or better understand what happened in a movie? I feel like that's lazy writing. So when you tell me that, all right, things might go over my head because I didn't watch a certain cartoon or certain whatever, I'm okay with that to an extent. But I just feel like they should be there for certain nods and certain Easter eggs and certain whatever. But when it comes to the actual story or plot, it should be written in a way, and I hope I'm not losing you guys when I'm saying this. I really hope I'm coming out clear what I'm trying to say. But it shouldn't be like critical to the actual story, is what I'm saying. Where you have to understand. You should have a general knowledge of Star Wars. Or you should they should even do it where, and I'm not saying don't cater to the fans. Please cater to us. Cater to us. Give us fan service. I enjoy fan service when it's done correctly. But I just think like casual fans should be able to enjoy a show. And when they do, when casual fans enjoy the show, whatever you want to call a casual fan or whatever you specifically consider a casual fan. But if a casual fan can enjoy a show, right, and understand what's going on without having to look things up or look whatever, then you did your job right, I would assume, is what I'm saying. So, look, I can't wait for Obi-Wan. I can't wait for future projects. I'm excited for the reveals of what movies are going to be coming out at one point, who's going to get what. I know there's talks of Watts. Is it John Watts? I think it's John Watts that's been directing the Spider-Man movies. I know he's going to be also doing Fantastic Four. but he's rumored to either get like a series, a project. Now, if he's going to get the whole one like Deborah Chow did, or if he's going to get like an episode or two like Robert Rodriguez has in Boba Fett, that hasn't really been told. But I'm curious to know what we're going to get with John Watts. What other... Taika Waititi supposedly getting a Star Wars project, I think is a movie. Kevin Feige. So all these things that we know are coming at one point, whether it's this year or 3 or 4 years down the road. I can't wait for the reveal. And I really do like... I do like the present state of Star Wars. I don't think it's nearly as toxic as it used to be. I know you're going to have toxic fans regardless of any fandom. I don't think Star Wars is as divisive. Even Boba Fett. I know Boba Fett was divisive to a point, but it wasn't nearly as divisive as The Last Jedi was. You know, I feel like I've had conversations with people, good conversations with people about Boba Fett. And I've encountered people that didn't even want to talk to you if you remotely enjoyed The Last Jedi. Now, I will admit that I don't think The Last Jedi is the best. There are some people that think it's the best Star Wars film around. I was on a website the other day, and they were giving their rankings to Star Wars. And I think Rise of Skywalker was their least favorite. No, I think it was Han Solo. Was it Rise? I know Rise of Skywalker was really, really low. But The Last Jedi was number 1. And I'm like, what? Now, that's just whatever. Look, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. I'm not saying everybody has to have Empire Strikes Back on their top of their list. Some people have Return of the Jedi. Some people have Revenge of the Sith. Some people have Rogue One. But I was very surprised to see The Last Jedi so high, especially number 1. So... But that film was so divisive where people, it was literally like politics. It was like if you're a Republican and you're a Democrat, you can't even talk. So I just think that's where people go wrong. I think it's fun to have debates. I think it's fun to have different opinions. I think it's fun to have conversations about anything, whether it's Star Wars related or not. I think that's what makes something healthy. I think it's unhealthy and toxic when you don't even want to talk about it, or it's your views or opinions and nothing or nothing. So, all right, guys, I think I went on long enough. Sorry about rants, or I'm sorry about being all over the place, but for the most part, what I was trying to convey was a positive message, and that being Obi-Wan is coming out soon, and I can't wait. And other shows like Acolyte, whether you want to include Andor in that, in that conversation. Ahsoka, obviously, I can't believe I forgot to talk about Ahsoka, but we're getting an Ahsoka series, and all the things. And I was also speculating and was wondering what you guys may think about this. Could they possibly tie in the shows that we're getting, like Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Mando, and whatever else? But obviously, Obi-Wan is not included in that. But the other shows that we are getting, like Mando's popping up in my show, Ahsoka's popping up in my show, Bo-Katan is popping up in my show. Is it possible that we may get, to conclude this universe, a movie adaptation of this? Like, not a movie adaptation, but you know what I mean? Showing the conclusion of these stories either in either one or a couple of good and big movies. So I'm wondering if they will go that direction, and maybe that will be a Star Wars project in the future. Is the movie version of a finale for these series? And I think because they're telling such a huge story, the ruling of Mandalore, and characters like Admiral Thrawn, and we still have yet to get Ezra and all other characters, and obviously we're gonna get the Inquisitors and Obi-Wan. So there are a lot of characters that are going to be introduced in these newer projects as well. But I'm just saying, as far as like connectivity goes, which you can't do with Obi-Wan, can you possibly tell the finale in just one big movie? And I would love to do that, and I would love to see that. So let me know what you think of that in the comments. Let me know your overall thoughts. What'd you guys think of Boba Fett, number 1? What'd you guys think of Mandalorian, season 2 and 1? What are you anticipating most? Are you anticipating Obi-Wan the most? Ahsoka? You name it. Whatever it is, whatever's on your mind, good or bad, I don't care. Comment it. Just be respectful or whatever. But at the same time, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And I really do want to do more shows of this nature. I would love to. I was just talking to somebody on their on one of their streams on YouTube. I was, kind of in a live chat with them for one of their upcoming shows. And I'm like, yo, I would love to have a conversation with you, a stream. Now, whether that means him coming on my stream or me getting invited on his stream, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just a conversation with a fellow Star Wars fan. So that would be kind of cool. But like I said, I would love to know what you guys think. Hope you guys have a great day. And that's all. So enjoy your day. This has been Just Your Average Joe with an episode of Galactic Gossip, a Star Wars show. Guys, enjoy your day, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you.